Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the temple for Shabbat evening services on this Erev Pesach, this Sabbath right before Passover. Thank you for joining in, and those of you who joined in at home. Our service this evening will be led from Mishkan Tefillah for Shabbat, the Prayer Book of Reform Judaism. You found some, I hope, when you came in on your chairs or outside. If you have one at home, you can follow along, or there's a digital copy, a flipbook version, in the description of our YouTube channel. Our opening song this evening is Hine Ma Tov, how good it is and how wondrous when a community can gather as one.
Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
At this time, I'd like to invite my student Meredith to come forward with her family. Smile when you say that. Representing our illustrious sixth grade, to lead the congregation in candles and kiddush. If the congregation would please turn to page 3 and rise.
These
Yes.
Shabbat candles give light. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we, in our day, be among those who kindle light.
Meredith, light the candles first.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu lihadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Meredith. A special prayer for the first day of Passover. B'chol dor v'dor chayav adam lir'ot et atzmo ki'ilu hu yatsa mimitzrayim. The Talmud teaches, in every generation each of us is obligated to view ourselves as if we ourselves had come forth out of Egypt. And you shall tell your children on this day, saying, this is because of what God did for me when I came forth out of Egypt. These words from the Talmud found their way into the Passover Haggadah. These words from the book of Exodus are the highlight of this week's Torah portion for the first Shabbat of Passover. In every generation, each of us is obligated to view ourselves as if we ourselves came forth out of Egypt. This is the essential message of Passover, and in it all the lessons of Passover are intertwined. If we would truly remember each Passover as if we ourselves came forth out of Egypt, then we would remember the pain and shame of slavery and the joy of freedom in our hearts, and we would work urgently for the liberation of all who are still oppressed, just as if we ourselves were still slaves. Then we would remember the taste of matzah in our mouths, the poor bread of our wandering, and we would work urgently to feed the hungry in our own day, as if we ourselves were hungry and our families were the ones who had not enough to eat. Then we would remember that we ourselves were once strangers in a strange land, and we would open our doors and our hearts to welcome the stranger and the immigrant, as if we were the refugees who stand at our gates in need of a home in a promised land. Then the lessons of Passover would live in our lives, and we could truly welcome the prophet Elijah to each of our Passover Seders, for we would truly live in a messianic age for us all. Please turn to page 20 for Lecha Dodi as we welcome Shabbat.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, v'ni Shabbat, nikabla. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, v'ni Shabbat, nikabla. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom u'mevorach. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom u'mevorach.
We rise now for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, on page 28. Continue at the bottom of page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us to eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ma'ariv Aravim. Please join me as we read together at the top of page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty, forever
ever
and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod, Shem Kivod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
We turn now to page 36 for the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol modecha. V'ayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'vlechtecha v'aderech, u'shoch b'cha u'kumecha. U'kshartam la'ot al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot beinenecha. Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Lama'an tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai. V'item kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eret Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land. But the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands and marching together.
Hilo
protection and safety, and in your presence our acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu va'ala.
Tehilatecha, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Ge'ula Livnei V'neihem L'ma'an Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, God of our fathers and our mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah. The great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God, who bestows loving kindness, creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and our mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of the divine name. Sovereign, deliverer, helper, and shield, blessed are you, Adonai, shield of Abraham, Sarah's helper. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. You are forever mighty, Adonai. You give life to all. You rain dew upon us. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the fallen, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, a sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up and faithfully giving life to all. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom ya'alucha selah. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Page 59. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us, we mortals that you take note of us? You made us little less than divine, adorning us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. Turn now to page 61 for our prayer for peace. Please join me as we read together at the top of page 61. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul. May the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvorech et amo Yisrael, v'shalom.
Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim השלום, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Please take a moment now for silent prayer. We turn now to page 253. In the middle of the page, you'll find the words to the Mishaberach, our prayer for healing and hope, which we offer this evening in the spirit of Passover, that those who are wandering, refugees upon this earth, that they might find hope, courage, healing, and a place of safety. We ask God's blessing of healing upon all members of our congregation, those in hospitals or nursing homes, receiving care at home, for all in need of healing. We ask this blessing. Mishaberach. Please join us. Page 289. The light of life is a finite flame. Like Shabbat candles, it is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our life burns down in gutters. There's an end to the flames, and we are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. This week in our congregation, we remember, particularly in our hearts, the names of Joshua Fink and Raymond Allen Sr., Loretta Goldstein, Rick Haskell, Annette Lukowski, Leonard Marks, Marcus Breyer, Kenneth Grossman, Stephanie Kremer, Beatrice Linker, Gladys Fleischaker-Meyer, Benjamin Mosier, Julia Penso, Thelma Weiss, Goodman Tasman, Richard Uslander, Carl Buzzy Victor Jr., Felix Weingarten, Michael H. Brody, Libby Price, Miriam Weinstein, Irma Bloom, M. Carl Fink Sr., Bess Stiebel, Jim Gould, Lily Harris Steinhardt, Richard Harvey, Louis Katz, David L. Prussian, Ressie Voss, Rebecca Block, Jean S. Levine, Pauline Lieberman, Goldie Jean Opper, Deborah Pure, and Harry Koenig. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for blessing as we rise for Kaddish, page 294. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba, bal ma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, bagala u'vizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach l'olam ulmei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudisha b'reichu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shloma rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say together, amen. Our closing song, Let My People Go, can be found on page 361.
When Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Thus saith the Lord, bold Moses said, let my people go. If not, I'll smite your firstborn dead. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. No more shall they in bondage toil, let my people go. Let them come out with Egypt's spoil, let my people go. let my people go. Oh, let us all from bondage flee. Let my people go. And soon may all the earth be free. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down to Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my people go.
May the spirit of this Passover dwell within us all. May the story of our people's liberation from bondage, from slavery to freedom, and the journey to the promised land inspire us all to be bearers of that light of liberty, to be bringers of freedom for all. We ask God's blessing on all who are gathered here, on all we love and all we share. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you from harm. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka, may God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God's face be lifted unto you and grant you all the blessings of peace.
Amen, amen.
Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat shalom.
and happy Passover.